Good morning. I'm going to start kneeling today, if that's okay. With one hand on the belly and one on the chest. Close your eyes and just take a couple of really full, buoyant breaths here. Feel your belly expand. And then the upper torso, thoracic. As you take a big breath in, soften the shoulders as you exhale. Filling up with air and then letting it be, letting it go. And then we're going to come onto the hands and knees and really deliberately spreading the fingers here with your wrists under your shoulders, your knees under your hips. Inhale, drop the belly open. Exhale, we'll round. Finding length, finding contraction. Then inhale, open and arch. Exhale, round. See if you can get your breath to be the guide here. So the inhale leads the open and the exhale leads the rounding. Let's take one more. And then exhale, round. Come back to neutral, curl your toes. And I want you to feel like you're squeezing your hands in towards your knees and your knees towards your hand, and notice how that fires up the belly. So we're squeezing our knees towards our hands towards our knees. Stay there if that's enough, or else keep that feeling and lift the knees and hover them. So we're squeezing knees to hands and hands to knees wherever we are, and we're breathing. Deep breaths. Embrace the tremble and see if you can stick your bottom down towards the backs of the knees. See how that really engages the lower belly. One more breath here. And then you can slowly touch the knees down. Extend your left leg out long, but don't let the hip come up. So the hips are in alignment. Draw your belly in and extend your right arm out long. Right shoulder stays glued down the back. Good, breathe here and see if you can push into your right shin and your left hand a little bit more. Keep the neck long, tension free. We're going to open to start. Inhale, open the right arm right, the left leg left. Exhale, back. Draw the navel in a bit more. Inhale, open. Exhale, back. Two more. Inhale, open, find length. Exhale, back. Really notice what's going on in the core here. Inhale, open. Exhale, back. And then release. Take a little movement here just to make sure you haven't taken on any unnecessary tension in the upper body in particular. And then realign, shoulders down. Extend your right leg out, but drop the right hip. Draw your belly in, the left arm forwards. Find your breath. So again, grounding through the palm of the right hand and the left shin. And here we go, inhale, open on a diagonal. Exhale, navel draws in back to center. Inhale, open. And see if you can bring it back from the right inner thigh as we squeeze in. Twice more. Inhale, lengthen and open. Exhale, draw it back. Inhale, open. Exhale, draw it back. And then lowering down. Amazing stuff. Sit back, find a little movement in the wrists. Reconnect with your breath. And then walking the hands forward with the knees a little bit wide to a lovely extended child's pose. Take a breath in and then surrender down, forehead and heart. And just take a couple of really big breaths in here and feel the breath stretch out and open the back body. And then when you're ready, we'll come forwards and onto our side. We're going to work a little bit into the buttocks and inner thighs today, and we're going to stay on our forearm if that feels okay. If your energy's low, you can always cradle the head there. Otherwise, working on this waist, shoulders, hips, heels in alignment, draw the belly in, pelvic floor stays lifted. We're going to lift the toes off the floor here and then flex the feet. Yeah, and then keeping the heels together, we're going to squeeze that top leg up and back down. Keep the belly nice and active. Push into that forearm. We open and down. Nice. So full range of movement here without the pelvis moving at all. We're breathing, really controlling the pelvic floor, drawing the belly in. Just 4 more, up and down. Breathing for 3, softening the shoulders. 2, finding stability as we increase movement here. And then the last one, open and hold here. Stretch the feet and then extend that top leg and hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Take your top leg over and extend the bottom leg out. Good. Keep pushing into the forearm, engage your core, lifting that bottom leg for 8, 7, firing up the inner thigh, 6, 5, as high as you can, we're only doing 8, for 4, 3, did I miss out 5? Let's do 3, breathing for 2, hold it up there, high as you can for 4 counts, soften the neck, and then release it back down. Good. From here, either you can keep this leg here, let's start like that, push into the forearm, we're going to reach up overhead and then back down. So we're working into the waist and the upper body here, reaching up, pushing up and back down. Twice more like this, reaching up and back down. Hi Ruby. And reaching up and then stay like that. That's enough. We've got 4 more, or slightly harder, stack the feet. We reach up for 4 and down. Top hip goes as high as you can for 3, push the floor away and down. 2, finding length and down, and then 1 and down. Good. We're coming into my favorite stretch. Bend the knees, extend your arm out, lie down. We're going to take the top leg crossed underneath the bottom like this, and then from here take your arm, place it out in front and pop the other one on top. From here we're going to open that top arm and get that shoulder all the way down to the floor or towards the floor. Don't worry if the knees come off. Come into a beautiful supine twist with a little hip stretch added in. Stay with the breath. So as you try and get your shoulder down, it's normal that your legs will come off. So don't worry, find a balance that feels good. Better to have both shoulders on the floor and the legs off a little bit. And just take a couple of breaths here. And then gently roll that arm back over. Super, we're going to switch sides, coming on to your other side. With the heels and hips and shoulders in alignment, pushing the floor away. Take a breath, lift the lower belly and then lift the legs off the floor, and we're going to flex the feet. Heels stay touching as we open. That's my hip clicking and close. 2 and keep the upper body free of tension. That's 4. Full range of movement for 5, 6, belly in 7, stay here on 8, stretch the toes, extend that top leg for 4, 3, breathe, 2, 1, and then take the top leg over as you extend your bottom leg, and lift from the inner thigh, keep pushing that floor away for 8, 7, is your pelvic floor engaged, 6, 5, squeeze 4, 3, take a breath, 2, hold it up there on 1 for 4 counts, 3, 2, 1, and release it back down. Good, keeping this foot here for the first 4. We're going to push into this forearm as we reach up and lower. For 3, sending your top hip as high as you can. 2, and lower, and 1. Stay there, or stacking the feet. We stretch the legs, we lift up. And 3, and 2. Ruby's doing the rounds, that's the black cat, and down, and up, and lower. Good, coming into our stretch. So coming down first, then taking this underneath arm in front, top leg crosses under the bottom leg. This arm comes on top, rest your head down. And then we start to take both shoulders onto the floor as your top arm opens out. And then finding your breath here. So in this position, we're relaxing the belly, relaxing the muscles either side of the spine. Soften your jaw, maybe smile. And then slowly taking one palm on top of the other and pushing ourselves back to our hands and knees. We have a little hip stretch here. So taking the knees nice and wide, and you have two choices here. You can either send your inner thighs, your groin back towards your heels. That might be enough here on the forearms. If that doesn't feel like a big enough stretch, then keeping your feet on the floor and big toes touching, sending the body forwards. Try not to collapse in the lower back there, so find some integrity, engage your lower belly. Couple of breaths here as we allow our pelvis to drop towards the floor. With the breath, really notice if you're gripping subconsciously in the front of the hips. Using those belly muscles to keep us here in alignment, not the shoulders, definitely not the neck. Good. And then curling the toes under, bring the knees back, finding a lovely wide downward facing dog today. So hands mat width apart, come onto your fingertips, which will help shift your weight back into the legs, and then allow the palms to go back down. And use those lower belly muscles to squeeze and send your hips way back. Your weight wants to be predominantly in the back lower body. Breathe. Pelvic floor is lifted. From here, we're going to roll forwards to plank on an inhale. Feel free to lower the knees. Squeeze the elbows in, exhale, lower to the belly. Inhale, draw your shoulder blades together, elbows back, baby cobra. And then from here, exhale, belly in, send it back to the knees and straight back to downward facing dog. And again, inhale forwards. Elbows are in as we lower. Chin and chest first, guys. Chin and chest first to the floor. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, toes, and then sending it back. Inhale, roll forwards. Exhale to the belly. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, belly draws in as we send it back. Once more. Inhale, plank. Exhale, elbows in. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pause here, release the head. And then we come down to the knees, all the way over onto our backs. Rolling it down, down, down. And just take a breath. Allow your back to settle. Notice how you're breathing here. And then we're going to really take our awareness to the lower belly again. Breathing in, having a neutral pelvis, and as we exhale, gently lifting the pelvic floor, drawing the belly in and tilting, lifting the hips just a little bit. Inhale, release. Exhale, and again, squeezing that pelvic floor hammock. The muscles underneath your belly button, hips come off if that's available to you. Inhale, release back down. And just working at your own height here. So we're keeping it really mindful. We're wanting to just isolate the pelvic floor. So we're not going high enough to involve the buttocks here. And we're definitely keeping the shoulders and the back body relaxed. Exhale, lifting. Inhale, releasing. Lovely for your spine, your lower back, this, and everything else that's connected to, which is actually everything. Let's take two more. Exhale, squeeze and tilt. Inhale, peel it down. One more, squeeze and tilt. Inhale, peel it down. And we're going to roll up to bridge now, so maybe bringing the heels a bit closer. Exhale, rolling up, and the buttocks will get involved here, no probs. Thick chest to chin and chin to the sky as you push into your palms, the backs of the arms, breathe. Squeeze your heels towards you, squeeze your buttocks towards your backs of your knees, so our hamstrings are working, they're engaged. Hold it here. Staying here, or want to go a little bit harder, just for one breath. Extend the right leg up high, take a breath. stretch that right leg and take it back down. Left leg, stretch it up high and take it back down. Once more, right leg goes up, pushing into the palms, draw the belly in, send it down. Left leg up high, send it down. On an exhale, we peel back down through the spine. Pause here. To finish, let's take a happy baby, holding your ankles or the outer edge of the legs. Draw knees to armpits. Resist with your feet. So you pull with the hands and resist with the feet. And at the same time, this is the magic bit, send your buttocks towards the bottom end of the mat, and that's going to really help lengthen out the back. Take a big breath here. Slowly release. Slowly come up to a seated position. Pause, shoulders down. Little movement in the head and neck. Opening the chest. And then taking your hands towards you, offering yourself some compassion today as we all try and do our best. Soften your face and setting yourself an intention for the day if you'd like to. Wishing you all a wonderful day. Thank you.